All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started with Sakamoto Days. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Let's begin, shall we? Did I hit the right thing? I did. Yo, people! Sometimes if I don't press the button hard enough, I think that something happened, but yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to yet another live reading of Sakamoto Days. In the last one, we had Sakamoto still defending himself against Uzuki and the members of his group, all while he's, trying to talk to Uzuki and saying, like, you're a fake, you're not really Rion. So, all of this culminates in Sakamoto still insinuating and saying that you're not really Rion, and then Uzuki proceeds to use, like, the ability of Rion and use the pathway to killing towards Sakamoto, which winds up having Sakamoto being stabbed through his chest, while Uzuki is also giving his villain monologue. And even Sakamoto could say, like, see, you really aren't Rion, because she wouldn't have said anything if she killed someone. So even in the moment of him getting stabbed through the chest, he still takes a dig at the fact that Uzuki can't accept that what he has is just copies of people in his personalities, versus them actually being that person. So now the question is Sakamoto down for the count? And that begins with days 220, I Won't Let You Die. And it shows Sakamoto laying face first while blood starts to pool from his chest, and Uzuki is just looking at him. And Sakamoto isn't moving. And then we have, Sakamoto isn't losing, but Sakamoto isn't moving. We show Oki, and then we get Kumanomi, who goes,
You finally killed that loser.
And then Uzuki takes his sword and goes, Not yet. His life force is ridiculous. Better cut his head off. And Sakamoto's laying there, and Sakamoto is there thinking about everyone at the shop, thinking of Shin and Lu and Heisuke, thinking of his old friends Nagumo and Rion, and thinking of his wife and child, Aoi, Hana. And as it shows the sword getting close to the back of his neck, we get Shin, who comes in out of nowhere, who commands Uzuki to stop. And he does stop Uzuki, because I don't think he used the stop command on Uzuki. But he says, stop! And Uzuki stops. And Kendaka comes in, being the fastest man alive, and grabs Sakamoto. And I believe this is the first time that Kendaka has seen Uzuki ever since that mission they had all those years ago. And then it's just Shin Kendaka holding Sakamoto. Uzuki. You're back, Shin. I'm afraid you're a bit late. And Sakamoto is just laying in Kendaka's arms with the light looking like it's starting to leave his eyes. He's laying there motionless, not moving at all.
No!
And while he's saying this, Oki comes in and tries to jump Shin, but not before Heisuke and Boiled slam directly into him with a van. The durability of these people in this series is just ridiculous. Because it's not like One Punch Man, where people have, like, supernatural abilities, or maybe they got super giant muscles like super alloy Black Luster does. Or just anything like that, so you be like, you can just brush it off as all like, oh, these people are just that strong. But you got people here who are just people, and they are tanking going through buildings, they're tanking getting stabbed, they're tanking being electrocuted, they're tanking getting slammed by actual vehicles at high speeds, and Oki just gets knocked by the side and just goes, That's it! If you run into a human being with a car, they're not gonna skid to their knee and just be like, No, they either gonna die, or they're gonna be down, or they're gonna be hurting. But these people in this story, they're just ridiculous. I'm sorry, that's just something I had to get out there. But Oki gets hit by Heisuke and Boiled. Is Taro okay? Let's go! And they all start trying to drive until Gozu lands on top of the truck and goes, "Where do you think you're going?" And he starts crackling up energy, and then Boyle goes, "Grab the wheel!" Scram! And Boyle punches through the windshield directly into Gozu's face and sends him flying off of the truck. And then Heisuke starts trying to put on the gas, but we're not moving. And they're going, but it's Kumanomi who's holding the entire van back. Like she's using her available arm to keep the van from moving.
You dead meat, all of you.
And then that's when Heisuke loads up his rifle and immediately fires on Kumanomi and hits her in the shoulder. And they manage to get away. They manage to get out of the parking garage.
After them!
Hey, they're catching up! And then Shin is looking as he goes,
Give me the wheel!
Hey, what? And Shin flies off of a bridge directly on top of a subway car. And that's how they get away. The timing for them to be able to land on top of a subway, on a high-speed subway, for them to get away. Okay. And then Gozu's, and then, well, I think this is Kumanomi going,
Son of a...
And then we get back to Heisuke going, Whew, we made it. Hey, there's a tunnel up ahead. And mind you, it's a tunnel that's big enough to fit the subway, but not the car that's on top of the subway. There's a tunnel up ahead. And the car slams into the tunnel, but everyone made it inside of the subway. That was close. That was hard-boiled. What in the world? What in the world? Why is YouTube... Okay. Why is YouTube removing all my shorts? Okay, I definitely need to download my shorts then, because they keep trying to take my shorts all of a sudden. The shorts I had with like Usada Pekora, and another one where I'm shooting at BTs, that for some odd reason they just got removed because of some reason, but I need to get the rest of my stuff down. It's weird. It's weird. Why are they touching? Why are they touching my stuff? It's No, okay. But Shin and everyone else, I'll worry about it later. But Heisuke is going, that was close. That was hard-boiled.
Mr. Sakamoto.
And then they're all looking at Sakamoto, who's not moving. Heisuke's quiet, Boyled's quiet, Kendaka's quiet. And then Shin goes over, and he starts trying to jump. He starts trying to, trying to jumpstart Sakamoto's heart.
Come on. Come on.
Hey.
Shin! Heisuke, compress the wound!
Taro is...
Quickly!
Stop, man. It's no use. It's no use.
Let go!
And Kendaka's trying to stop him.
Sakamoto knew this day would come. No matter how skilled you are as an assassin, death is right around the corner. That's just karma.
Shut up. I know that. But still, even if he has to go, I don't want him to go out like this!
Shin, come on.
Please! We never got to be equals. I was still trying to catch up. Don't you dare die on me!
Heisuke's quiet. Kendaka's quiet.
In the end, I failed when it mattered most. If I can't save Mr. Sakamoto at a time like this, what's even the point of my...
And then something comes to his mind.
What? The thought-jacking power I have enables me to override someone's actions just once. His heart's only stopped for a few seconds. His brain's still functioning. I only have one chance. I won't let you die, Mr. Sakamoto.
Hey, Shin, what are you... And then there's a shing. And he places his hands over Sakamoto's heart as he goes,
Work hard!
and then it shows Sakamoto who's laying there, like eyes open and lifeless. But then it shows Sakamoto's eyes closed now, and then it zooms in on Sakamoto's heart, and Shin just right there on the ending panel. So it doesn't show his heart beating quite yet. Here looking in the background, good to see you, Cyrax. Your birthday's not today, it's Monday, right? Monday. Or was it today? And Ravi's anniversary was Monday. Please remind me. Okay. Hold on. Give me a sec real quick. Because they're just taking my shorts that I'm making. So I'm going to download my shorts. Yeah, my Usada Pekora short is gone. Yeah, they just straight up took that. I don't know why they're taking it, but save to device. Save to device. But my thing is, some of my other ones are still here, but maybe maybe they took them because of changes because I trimmed out like spaces. I trimmed out spaces within the stream itself, so maybe I need to redo them. Maybe I need to just redo them, and that won't be hard. But okay, so sorry, I was distracted by that because they just sent me an email. They just straight up sent me an email saying like, "Oh, this has been removed," and I'm thinking like I didn't violate any copyrights. I didn't get any claims. So it was weird. So I guess making a remix of a stream and then editing that same stream throws some things off. So maybe I just need to upload them again. Maybe I just need to upload them again. But it's all good. It's all good. My stream is still up, so that's fine. So getting back to this. Sakamoto, this apparently doesn't seem to be Nagumo. A lot of us was thinking that maybe this is Nagumo who took Sakamoto's place. Because the only other person other than Sakamoto that would know how Rion is Nagumo. But apparently that's no longer the case anymore. Your birthday was on Saturday of June. Your birthday was yesterday. Did you show up on yesterday's stream? And I didn't say happy birthday to you? If you didn't show up yesterday, then happy birthday to you. If you did show up yesterday during yesterday's session of Death Stranding, then my apologies for not acknowledging your birthday. My sincerest apologies, Cyrax. But yeah, I really hope your birthday was good yesterday. But because of what happened in the last chapter, a lot of us thought that maybe this is Nagumo who took Sakamoto's place, and maybe he took the hit instead, and Sakamoto's off someplace. Zyron, good to see you. No, Saturday of June, not July. Saturday of June, not July. I can't read today. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But Zyron, good to see you here. We are just going over the chapter because I've already reacted to it. A lot of us thought that it was going to be Nagumo. It was perhaps Nagumo who took Sakamoto's place and was posing as him. But the 28th of June, haha, and thank you. Of course. I want to say I said happy birthday to you on that day when that happened, but my apologies. But apparently, no, this is actually the real Sakamoto, and he's been stabbed through the chest. And it looks like it's supposed to be a fatal wound to the point where even Kendaka and Heisuke are looking like, and Boiled are looking like, yeah, he's gone. He's gone. But Shin doesn't want to let that go. So they get away from Kumanomi and Gozu. And Kumanomi, I mean, she's really got it in for them. She really does, because of everything that's happened to her, both of the Order and the people, basically Sakamoto's entire group. They have been a thorn in her side, as well as everyone from Alkemar's side, for quite a while now, and she still can't kill them. Can we also talk about the durability of the people in this series? Can I just say that, You did. You're awesome. Well, thank you, Cyrex. I think I am awesome too, and I hope you guys think that you're awesome because, hey, you are. But it's ridiculous the durability that people have in this series, where you can literally get hit by a truck. You can get hit by a truck. You can get hit by a car. You can get slammed face first into a car. Have the hood fold around the shape of your body because of the force of the blow. And a lot of people in this series will literally just immediately get up and just go, ow, with absolutely no visual impression or visual cues that they've been injured by having their face slammed into a car. Do you know what's under a car hood? Extra stuff, which means that their face is not only getting driven into the hood of cars, but it's also getting driven directly into the machinery that is underneath it that happens to be heavier and thicker and denser. Thicker and denser are the same thing. Go with me here. Denser than the actual hood, and they just get up from this like it's nothing. Oki gets hit by a van, head just like full on collision. And the only thing that happens to him is just going like, you hit me with a van. And it's like, that's just... See, this series is ridiculous in how it portrays people that should be normal as abnormal with the things that they do. It gets me every time. Though, to me, the most ridiculous moment that has happened throughout the entire series is when Atari grabbed a bag full of trash and scrap metal, shook it up, and it turned into a fully functioning Glock. That was a suspension of disbelief that I still can't wrap my head around. I still can't wrap my head around how, because her holding on to Shin and basically allowing Shin to survive being shot at by Tenkyu back in the prison and not a single shot hitting its mark, despite how accurate Tenkyu actually is. I'll accept that. Her and even her holding on to Shin so he can experience a phenomenon where molecules won't touch each other, which essentially allows him to survive a beheading by Uzuki, by where the phenomenon makes it so that the molecules don't interact with each other, so Uzuki's sword goes straight through his neck and he's fine. I can even accept that, but it's her taking a bag of trash, shaking it up, and it turns into a fully functioning Glock that is also loaded with fully functioning bullets. That was ridiculous to me. So seeing people get hit by cars, I mean, it's a suspense of disbelief that I just can't get over. And I'm not going to say that it's dumb, because it's not. It just tickles me how silly it is to see how people survive in this. So the crew, they get in a subway, and Shin doesn't want to give up on Sakamoto. So now he thinks, maybe since I've never used my thought mind-jacking powers, my ESP on Mr. Sakamoto before, and I can issue commands the same way I can make my body move despite me getting lacerated by Tenkyu during our fight, maybe there's a possibility I can make Sakamoto's heart start by commanding his heart to start. So now the question is, will this work? Because if it works, that is essentially Sakamoto having a free revive from this very moment. And I'll probably laugh if it happens. And it looks like we're not going on break. Viz says that we're not going on break from this. So we got another chapter next week, along with One Piece, along with another episode, and that's going to be the week that Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out. I'm so excited, but I got to get through Death Stranding first. So this was an interesting chapter, but it also has an air of uncertainty on whether or not Sakamoto is going to wake up from his heart being jump-started by Shin's, basically psychic powers. We'll have to see. Now, what I would like to see is this little brush of death with Sakamoto. Like, this is the closest Sakamoto has ever come to just full-fledged dying. Like, he's gotten injured. He's got a hole in his shoulder because of Torres and his sandblaster weapon. So he has that. That's an injury he currently has. But as far as like him getting grievously injured to the point where his life expectancy is uncertain, that's never happened to Sakamoto before. So, my question is, will this brush with death cause Sakamoto to have like maybe let's say a reawakening where he no longer feels nervous because when he ran up on Uzuki and his team, he was trembling. He was still trembling. He was still had trauma from when he thought his wife and daughter died. He still had that trauma going on. So I wonder if him waking back up after having the closest brush to death he has ever had, if that can settle his spirit, let's just say. If that'll settle his nerves. He was all like, I've faced death before. I'm no longer scared. So I'm just wondering if that could be the direction that the story goes in. But we'll have to find out next week. I knew this wasn't going to be a long session because I tend to breeze through Sakamoto Days a lot faster than I would One Piece. And I only have a One Piece episode to react to, but that'll be after I eat. But this was an interesting chapter. I'm not going to say it's good, simply because this is what you would call a cliffhanger to see if what Shin is about to do actually works. So I will hold my opinions on how good I think this chapter is until after or if Sakamoto wakes up because of what Shin is doing. So I'll save it for then. I'll remember this so that way I'll bring it up in the next session with Sakamoto Days. But we'll have to see first. We will have to see first. But to everyone who showed up here, Averil, Cyrax, and Zyron, and anyone else who happens to be lurking on the stream today, if you're watching me for the very first time, and you enjoyed what you saw here, all I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples!